Alright, I figured I'd record this. I was going to record one last week because when I was doing Lantern, they gave me Lantern. I'm the lowest damage by far in this group. So I figured it would be a good chance to kind of show some tips and tricks. Let's also get our stuff. Although we're not going to need it as much as they are. I'm still kind of learning the battle items. I don't really see a reason to have a time stop. But we'll use it anyways. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to say that a couple of these kids straight up suck. So the kid Mokook, party 1, person 3, genuinely just keeps going AFK. Like you can tell he's looking for a free run. He's died every gate. And then the artist picked up on it and started doing it too, which is even worse. But last run was actually really good on gate 2. But yeah, a couple of the people in this group are clearly just looking for a free ride, and it's really upsetting. And it's not that they can't do the content. That's what's sad, is that they're just standing there. So it's like week 2, and they're just like, oh, don't need to try, no effort needed. Yeah, so you're gonna see how I do Lantern, and some of my tips I'll give along the way. I never really do this. I was going to do Cuckle the guy, and I just haven't really came out with all the other videos. I have everything recorded. It's hard. It's very difficult to edit. Like I said, I got to get a laptop, and then it'll make it a lot easier. Oh, finally we got some counters. Dude, so there was no counters either on the last gate, which just makes it brutal. Alright. So I will say it does look like I don't have a swap out on my color for some reason. Oh man, this group's rough around the edges, I'm not gonna lie. So because that stagger took us so long, we're gonna have to go into a second phase of this, which is fine, but at least nobody died, I guess. So I don't like to go directly into Lantern. Granted, this team's damage is so good that I probably could go directly into Lantern, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to throw that for damage. Okay. So they're going to push to 160 now. I like to get it to 170 before I head in here. That way I can get the meter burn. So you're going to kind of see how I manage this. We're going to let these guys attack us, and then we're going to freeze a bunch of them. So that's pretty much the trick. I just don't kill a lot of them. I freeze a lot of them. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to just keep a group of them perpetually stuck, essentially. Which means I'm not building as much meter, but it also means they're not spawning randomly and just getting free hits off on me. Which is kind of the concept there. So I'm just going to keep freezing them. That's it. You just keep a pack of them frozen. My tips and tricks for this isn't really that complicated. This isn't that hard to do. And if you follow kind of what I'm telling you to do, you should be able to easily pull this off and keep everything cleansed. You shouldn't even get a stack. With the way this kid's damage is going, look at, they're already at 140. I'm not even going to get any stacks. There's a good chance I stay in here perpetually. Now, because I want to group these guys up with them, I'm going to do that. And see, now I have enough of them in one little bulb that I can sit here and kill the ones that don't really matter. Oh, that's huge. Like, they're really far ahead of the curve at the moment. So I'm going to freeze them first. Right, get stuff rolling. Oh, shit. So this is actually really bad. Only because there's so many of them that popped right there. Yeah, so there we go. We're good to go already. I'm just going to keep freezing that same pack of fucking units. Alright. Now, this is silly what I'm about to do here, because I know that they're going to unfreeze in a second, but I'm actually hoping to get like a nice... Maybe I'll get lucky here, but I doubt it. Yeah, so I am going to get my first stack. Hopefully I don't die, because they're about to attack the shit out of me. What that allows me to do, though, is actually freeze even more of them. So, but yeah, so that's my first stack. They're going to be coming in the swarm again. I just freeze the swarm again. I mean, I think this is the easiest job. If you can master this and you can get a lobby to let you do this, especially if you're the lower damage and you just need to, you know, suck up your ego and not be a punk ass about it, then this is definitely what I think you should do. This is hands down the easier job. I mean, you don't use any really battle items to do this either, so I would say this is a cheaper job. It's the easier job. I was a little nervous there. It's the cheaper job. It's the easier job. Hopefully they weren't fighting in that. Hopefully they were smart enough to just walk away from it. He should Thyrane, in my opinion, because there's no reason to not. Okay, so I don't think he's gonna Xena or Nana or whatever, which sucks, but whatever. Which means I'm probably about to get frozen here. Yeah, that's fine. At least the Horde wasn't near me. See, that's tilting, and this is why I have a really big pet peeve with some of these kids, is they don't really do things that are helpful. Like, they just do things that are kind of stupid. So he kind of screwed me right there. Now I get none of the cleanse because he wanted to wait for whatever reason until 100 to use it, which just doesn't make any sense. Like, that's not cool, is all I'm trying to get at. You're basically making it so that I don't get any of that right there. And that's cool because I'm only on 2 stacks, but I could have been on no stacks technically, or 1 stack, if he would have just used it properly. But he didn't. He chose to wait as long as he possibly could right there, which is really, really tilting, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna try and freeze as many of them as possible, per usual. I should still be good because their damage is so good that we're kind of just up right now. But the fact of the matter is you need to fucking use a Xena when I ask for it, not when you feel like it. Because otherwise you're going to push me into a really difficult place. Right? And their damage is slowed down kind of heavily for some reason. Yeah, that is kind of frustrating. The other thing I would recommend too is, although I kind of knew that these were going to be down here, just because it's kind of how the game does this sometimes, you should stay near your team. Realistically, that way if something spawns underneath their feet, you can get it immediately. Like right now, they're over here fighting in these. That's not good. Yeah, so I'm a little bit tilted, I'm not gonna lie, because I shouldn't even have this many stacks if he had just done it appropriately, but it should still be a clear. Hopefully. Hopefully, we'll see how this goes. That's the kid that wants the free bus, too. Like, to see how he... Like, I knew he was going to be the one that ended up dead. Again, I'm not really following my logic right now. I should be staying near the team so I can cleanse immediately underneath their feet. But yeah, I really don't like that kid. I really don't like that War Dancer. That's the other thing. We went in here with 3 War Dancers, but... just because he's constantly dying. Like, he's constantly the one that seems to be like that I want a free fucking bus bullshit type of stuff. You know? And again, I really wish he would have fucking Anona'd when I had asked, because it would have made the massive difference. Yeah, that's it. You just keep freezing that same fucking pack. It's not too bad. It's really easy. I am going to get turned soon for the last time. Which is fine, because I'm actually going to stay in a little bit longer just because their damage is so strong. Actually, you know what? We're not going to stay in. Oh, that was close. And the reason we're not going to stay in is because we're actually in a really good place. We can just help them out damage-wise. Yeah, this is the better option. I promise. That is my 4th stack, unfortunately, so I can't build another one. But because we're already at the 30, I can just come out. So if he had used the Xena when I had asked, I wouldn't even have that 4th stack. Right. So that's it. That's how you Lantern got it. I'll show you guys the end of this, because maybe we don't clear. Who knows? I'm just going to time stop everything so I don't get any meter or anything like that right there. I actually recommend that you time stop at that part every time. It's just easier. I have flames, I don't have darks, so that is a massive under fact. But this should just be a fucking free clear. Their damage is so good right now that we're going to push right to that 15 bar mark. As long as people don't get fucking greedy and stand in one place. I'm going to use that for people. Like, this is when you use your battle items. This is not when you fucking cheap out and decide that you're not going to do things. Like, you do what you got to do to get the clear here. And there we go. GG. That's it, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's how to be a Lantern God 101 Evolved Mentality style. You saw it here first, brothers. Yeah, it's definitely the easiest job. And it's not like Pro-Cal, where I used to give the recommendation that you should do Pro-Cal because it would get you into lobbies. This is different because this isn't actually difficult. Pro-Cal was actually really, really hard. This isn't that difficult. Even with a low damage group, you can still kind of get out and swap with somebody at 3 stacks. But yeah. So thank you guys for everything and tuning in and following and supporting. We're at 290 subs. That's like 100 and something subs or something in like a month or whatever. So I'm really, really happy. I really am appreciative. And you guys just keep slaying them Akkans. But yeah, I'll catch you later.
Let's go. Public enemy, number one. When we mobbing, trouble in the streets, so we come with the sky. Public enemy, number one. And we mobbing, bring it on, bring it on. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Trouble on the way, way. I want my revenge. Welcome to the payday. Hungry for destruction, crazy for the cray-cray. Better clear the exits, make a way to vacate. Ready to rage and riot, I wanna raise the silence, yeah, yeah. People escape in 5 minutes with being a silent, yeah, yeah. They wanna make us quiet, breaking the cage of silence, yeah, yeah. They wanna make compliance, we gon' respect the science, yeah. Time to write a new code, let's let the rules go. Show them why they name us, public enemy, Uno. Yeah, they say we ruthless, we savage, yeah. There's a method to the madness, yeah. They say we psycho, the baddest, there's a method to the madness. 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 Savage, yeah, but there's a method to the madness. We gon' do it our way, never needed the kudos. Kill 'em with the chaos, only way that we do know. Lawless and ruthless, that's a dynamic duo. That we get the job done while you running your food home.